It's Monday the 24th of April and it's much cooler today. In fact, it's actually quite nice a day for doing stuff. So I'm planning to get some carrots into the ground, into the bed that I've been preparing for the last few days. And this afternoon Mr. J and I are planning to go out, so anything I'm going to get done I need to do this morning. So it's definitely carrots into beds, and then hopefully I can crack on with clearing another raised bed. And if I get time, I will be creating a new raised bed out of cardboard boxes. Good grief, I've just noticed something that might put a complete change to my plans today. Last year, Mr. J and I took down a wisteria that was climbing up the front of the house. So this is where it was, on the wall here, and it went up and it scrambled all through the guttering there and over this bit here, and then you can see the remnants of it all going up through the eaves in the house, and that's the last thing we wanted. So we cut it down and we took it out and we moved it. And we moved it over here to the fence because I thought it would look really lovely climbing along this fence and covering the fence in purple flowers every year. And this poor old thing has so much cut off, it must have been in a terrible shock, but it survived and it's got new growth coming. Needs some more watering, but it's definitely got new growth all over the place. So that's great news, that's really good, that's what we wanted to happen. But over here at the front of the house where the wisteria was, there was an area that had grass on it, and it was pretty awful grass, so put down weed suppressing membrane and covered it in wood chippings, because you know me, I like my wood chippings, and the idea was that eventually I would cut holes through the membrane and plant lots of herbs in here, but that can come over time, so there's no hurry for that. But I've just noticed where we cut the wisteria down, and we threw a whole load of the wisteria, just the pieces we cut off, into this area. And here's a couple of pieces of it. There's one here and there's one here. Now that's that's a piece of wisteria that we discarded, and it looks like it's probably rooted in the wood chippings and is merrily flowering away. Well, good grief. So we have a free wisteria plant by the look of it. So I've planted it in the soil against this fence in the food forest, and obviously it's not an ideal place for it because it's not anything we eat, but I'll let it root there even if I then move it at a later moment. For my super easy raised bed, I've got a load of cardboard boxes from our local garden centre or plant nursery, and these are ones that they get plants delivered in. So we've got tops and bottoms, so the tops have got writing on them and the bottoms haven't, and I'm going to use these to create a new bed. So I started out by placing a line of opened out and flattened cardboard boxes onto the floor, and it doesn't matter if they're not quite in a straight line, because I can straighten them as I go and sort them out. And then on top of that, I'm starting to put some opened boxes, and I'll line those up all the way along there, and then a second row of them, which I might do turn sideways, turn lengthways, so there's less of them. But I quite like this, a box one way and a box the other way is the right width for a bed, because then I can reach into both of it. And then I'll fill it with compost. And obviously that for me, that's the bit of the homemade compost and also the composted wood chippings. I did one of these last year and it was one of the best beds I had. So we just fill the boxes and then plant them up. I have to do quite a lot of watering, but we have to do a lot of watering here anyway. And then in the autumn, the top section here had rotted away at this level. So I could literally just lift it away and I was just left with this lovely flat area, but it was raised, but this complete area that was a new raised bed, and it was so simple to do. So it is just starting to rain, so I don't know how long I'll be able to film for, but I'll just crack on with this now. There we go, we're part of the way there. All the boxes laid in one direction. Now I am going to need to go up to the garden centre and get a few more boxes, but I can certainly start with this. And I keep all our cardboard boxes that anything gets delivered to us in for using in the garden. And one of the things I learnt last year from doing this was that I need a layer of cardboard underneath all of these boxes in the gaps, because between the boxes these weeds will shoot up and are really hard to get rid of. So here I've got cardboard underneath it, and likewise I need to do the same here. So I need to go and get some more cardboard to lay underneath and some cardboard to do a row of boxes going along this way as well, and then it will just be fill them all up with compost. And I say just, but they take about a trolley load each, and there's 10 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's 9 here, so that's 9 trolley loads, and I expect there'll be 4 or 5 going down the other side. So that's going to be about 15 trolley loads, which I'm certainly not going to get done in a day, but I might get done over the course of a week. So one quick word of advice: when you're laying down cardboard like I've done here, just make sure that you haven't covered over any essential tools, you know, like scissors or secateurs or any of the other essential tools that you now can't find. And equally important, that you remember, if you have just dumped them on top of your fence, that's where you've put them. Because of the time constraints today, I know I'm not going to get this project finished today. But I will do is I will put up some photos now of the raised bed that I made from cardboard boxes last year, so you can see what it looks like completed. But do remember that you need to put the extra layer of cardboard underneath them to stop weeds coming or grass coming up through, and filling your bed with unwanted greenery at a point where you can't get between the boxes to dig them out.
Know we can do it. Sure we can do it. We just got to, yeah.
As always, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the little thumbs up button, leave a comment below, share it on social media, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to be sure not to miss any of my future videos.